Hi, this video intends to give you an idea about possible applications of Sentinels 1 and 2 on a farm parcel scale. As I mentioned on previous videos, with these two Sentinels, with these two satellites, we can look for, let's say, textural and structural indexes. For instance, here you have a farm. At the left side you have, let's say, the textural index from the Sentinel-2, and here you can see that the blue colors are more chlorophyll, more green, more vegetation, more biomass. For instance, here there is water, let's say a small lake here and another there over there. You can see that there is some areas with, let's say, medium chlorophyll, let's say the green here. Also here with a very high and intense texture sign in terms of chlorophyll and plant biomass. You also see that there is a lot of variations inside of parcels, inside of certain areas. Also other areas with low chlorophyll, low vegetation. And on the right side you can see let's say the information about Sentinel-1. You see that at this particular stage, the structure of the vegetation or the surface, it's somehow not too rough, or the roughness is not too high. This is a very let's say structure, very how do you call, very plain, a little bit not so plain, and here even less plain. So where there is more vegetation in terms of height, high vegetation, for instance, let's say vineyards, olive trees, or forests, whatever, the values will be higher. So you can look for, let's say, the textural indexes and the structural indexes in terms of your farm, and you can follow the farm at once. But you can look also for parcels. For instance, if you look for the texture index, you can see, for instance, this parcel here at this particular time, the green values are more vegetation. Imagine that this is before seedling or before preparing the soil, whatever. It means that here, let's say, the weeds, it will be more denser than here. So you can in some way differentiate, for instance, the herbicides in terms of the distribution of herbicides in the parcel. So also this gives you some indication sometimes from the soil. Sometimes certain weeds develop more rapidly on some particular soils or not. Or even the crops normally emerge more sooner on sandy soils comparing with clay soils, etc. So it could be also information from soil. You can also use this in terms of management zones. So if you divide the parcel in 2 management zones, this will be, let's say, the zones that you have to handle. If you divide in 3 management zones, this will be, let's say, the zones that you have to handle. You can locate specific sampling points in order to see if there is variations in terms of soil quality or whatever for the specific management zones. Also, you can do some crop inspection to see if everything is okay. Okay, so this is more or less in terms of texture. In terms of structure, also the radar satellites are very sensitive to soil variations. So here you can even, let's say, almost a soil map. If you divide, let's say, this parcel in 2 zones, you will have, let's say, soil. It's more clay soil here and more sandy soil here. And also, if you divide in 3 zones, you will have, let's say, a graduation in terms of soil texture from a lower texture, let's say, from coarser texture to finer texture. So here also, it's also possible to do some smart sampling, to do some crop inspection, considering these structure indexes. On the other hand, also you can look for different type of, let's say, anomalies. For instance, these parcels here, they have some soil-water plant relationships anomalies, because it's not normal that a parcel cropped more or less homogeneously it will have these differences in terms of chlorophyll. So there will be some problems here that is it related with soil, related with topography, drainage, nutrition, whatever, or even some pests and diseases, whatever. And you have to look for this, especially in particular time of the campaign. You cannot allow that certain processes are occurring in the parcel. Otherwise, you will have, let's say, yield average under the potential that you can have it. So you need an alert to be warned. Please tell me what is happening inside of my parcel. For instance, this is also an example what is going on. For instance, this was a problem of the irrigation system. The farmer lost 2,500 euros on the campaign of 2020. And also this is also a parcel with problems on the inner part of the irrigation system, and this is also a parcel with the outer part of the irrigation system with problems. As you can see, this type of Sentinel-1 and Sentinel-2 can give you a lot of insights about what to do inside of each parcel, and for sure, if you need to be, let's say, alerted in terms of anomalies, this could be a very good way to receive the alerts about your crop.